Hello everyone, my name is Pooja and today I am going to tell you about the media management. Firstly, we will know that the what is media management. Media management is seen as a business administration discipline that identifies and describes strategic and operational phenomena and problems in the leadership of media enterprises. Media management contains functions strategic management, production management, organizational management, and marketing of media enterprises. It also includes directing and controlling media related businesses functions. This management roles in the media industry, entertainment industry, and media related terms in other industries. Media management is a broad practice that can include the following areas. First is business strategy. Developing strategies for media businesses to achieve goals such as revenue in a competitive and constrained environment. For example, a strategy to adopt a new business model for a new video game company based on a scale of virtual goods. Media strategy. Developing marketing communication strategies for businesses in any industries. For example, a media strategy for launching a new high-speed train that involves media production, advertising, events, product showrooms, and building relationships with media representatives and influencers. Marketing communications. Managing the implementation of strategies in areas such as promotion, advertising, sales, and branding. Public relations. Managing relations with stockholders and the media to share information and build your reputation. This is often focused on a major communication such as press release, product launches, and investors events. Social media management. Managing relationships with stockholders through social media. This is often focused on promotion and managing feedbacks for customers and the public. Media analysis. Developing data analysis of audience and their uses of media. This influences finding way to reach a particular audience at a reasonable cost. Media analysis may also look at factors such as user time and attention to discover ways to reach an audience when they are most open to influence or ready to buy. Media procurement. Buying advertising to reach audiences. This includes automated process such as buying digital advertising from an exchange and process of relation building and negotiation. Media technology. Procuring, developing, operating, and optimizing technologies for the production, delivery, management, measurement, buying, and selling of media. Media production. Production media such as film, music, video games, promotion videos, and information content. Media distribution. Distribution of media such as processes for distributing films to theatre. This may include developing and managing relationship partnership. Sales. Management of media sales such as selling print ads in a magazine. Talent management. Managing the career of creative professionals such as actors, musicians, and performing artists. This is a type of agent that acts to represent the interest of client. Media measurement. Measuring the objects of a media organization or promotional effort. Product development. Developing media product and services. This may include innovation methods such as farewell, whereby brave ideas are tried in such small pilots that are allowed were common in the media industry long before they were adopted by other industries such as information technology. Product management. Managing media products through their entire life cycle, including planning, development, launch, improvement, and end of life. For example, a manager who is responsible for the revenue for a music streaming service who works to build and sustain a large subscription base. License and rights. Managing your license for their other firms' media and enforcing your rights such as trademark and copyright. For example, an entertainment company that uses artificial intelligence to recognize when its content has been uploaded without permission to video sharing site. Legal and regulatory. Developing an enforcement legal agreement with employees and partners and customers and ensuring compliance with regulations. Example, a music company that manages complex legal agreements with a large number of artists and distribution partners. Media asset management, managing valuable digital assets and metadata. For example, a film production company that manages millions of files related to the master copies of film along with metadata such as studios, technical information and licensing details. Core functions of media management. First is planning. This is a foundation area of management. This is based upon which all the areas of management should be built. Planning requires administration to access where the company is presently set and where it would be in the future. For there an appropriate course of action is determined and implemented to attain the company's goals and objectives. Planning is upending course of action. This may be certain strategies where companies have to face sometimes they are uncontrollable both internal and external depending on the condition. This kind of management is also known as strategic planning. In strategic planning, management analyzes inside and outside factors that may affect the here they should have a study of strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. For management to do this efficiently, it has to be very practical and abreast of key trends. Second is organize. Management must organize all its sources well before in hand to put up into practice. The course of action to decide that has been planned in the base function. Through this process, management will now determine the inside directional configurations, establish and maintain relationships, and also assign required resources. While determining the inside directional configuration, management ought to look at the different divisions of department. They organization of staff and try to find out the best way to handle the important tasks and expenditures of information within the company. Management determines the division of work according to its needs. It also had to decide for suitable departments to hand over authority and responsibilities. Third is direction. Work under this function helps the management to control and supervise the action of the staffs. This helps them to assist the staff in achieving the company's goal and also accomplishing their personal or career goals which can be of department leadership. Employees, those which are highly motivated, generally surpass in their job performance and also play an important role in achieving the company's goal. They come about the initiative program based on job performance and gear in the direction of the employee's requirement. It is very important to maintain productive working environment, building positive interpersonal relationships and problem solving, and this can be done only with the effective communication. Under the communication process and working on the area that need improvement help managers to become more effectively communicators. The finest technique to find the area that requires improvement is to ask themselves and others at regular intervals how well they are doing. This leads to better relationships and help the manager for better direction plans. Fourth is control. Includes establishing performance standards which are of course based on the company's objectives. It also involves evaluating and reporting of actual job performance. When these points are studied by the management, then it is necessary to compare both the things. This study on comparison of both decides further corrective and preventive actions. In all efforts of solving performance problems, they should straightforwardly speak to the employee or department having problem. On the contrary, if there are inadequate resources or other external factors disallowing standards for being attained, management have to lower their standards as per requirement. The controlling process, as in comparison with other three, is also unending process. With this management can make out any probable problems. It helps them in taking necessary preventive measures against the consequences. Effective and efficient management leads to success, and success will attain the objectives and goals of the organizations. Management not only has to see the needs of accomplishing the goal but also has to look into the process that their way is flexible for the company, and the communication plan includes target audience, key messages, a budget, a calendar for message release. Public relations. Public relations includes ongoing activities to ensure that overall company has strong public image. Public relations activities includes helping the public to understand the company and its product. Often public relations are conducted through the media, that is newspaper, television, magazine, etc. Definition: aspect of communication that involves promoting a desirable image for a person or group seeking public attention. Public relations or PR is the art of managing communication between an organization and its key publics to build, manage, and sustain a positive image. One of the earliest definitions of PR was coined by Edward Brenny. According to him, public relations is management function which tabulates public attitudes, defines the policies, produces an interest of an organization followed by executing a program of action to end public understanding and acceptance. Mass media men employed. Later, PR practitioners Later, PR practitioners were and are still often recruited from the ranks of journalism. Some journalists, considered with ethics, criticize former colleagues for using their inside understanding of news media to help clients receive favorable media coverage. Despite many journalists' discomfort with the field of public relations, well-paid PR positions remained a popular choice for reporters and editors forced into a career change by the stability of the print and electronic media industry. PR standards. In 1950s, PRSA enacts the first professional standards for the practice of public relations, a forerunner to the current code of ethics, last revised in 2000 to exclude six core values and six core provisions. These six core values are advocacy, honesty, expertise, independence, loyalty, and fairness. The six core provisions are free flow of information, competition, disclosure of information, safeguarding confidences, conflicts of interest, and enhancing profession. Methodology. Public relations describes the various methods a company uses to disseminate messages about its products and services or overall image to its customer, employees, stockholders, suppliers, or other interest members of the community. The point of public relations is to make the public think favorable about the company and its offerings. Tool employed for PR. Commonly used tools of public relations include news releases, press conferences, speaking engagements, community service programs. Difference between PR and advertisement. Although advertising is closely related to public relations, as it too is concerned with promoting and gaining public acceptance for the company's product. The goal of advertising is generating sales, while the goal of public relations is generating goodwill. The effort of public relations is to lessen the gap between how an organization sees itself and how others outside the organization perceive it. Goals of public relations. Goals of public relations are to create, maintain, and protect the organization's reputation, enhance its prestige, and prevent a favorable image. Studies have shown that consumers often base their purchase decidings, decisions on a company's reputation, so public relations can have a definite impact on sales and revenue. Public relations can be an effective part of a company's overall marketing strategy. In the case of a for-profit company, public relations and marketing should be coordinated to be sure they are working to achieve same objectives. Another major public relations goal is to create goodwill for the organization. This involves such functions as employees relations, stockholders and investor relations, media relations and community relations. Public relations may function to educate certain audiences about many things relevant to the organization, includes the business in general and new legislation and how to use a particular product, as well as to overcome misconceptions and prejudices. For example, a non-profit organization may attempt to educate the public regarding a certain point of view, while trade associations may undertake educational programs regarding particular industries and their products and practices. Public relations involves evaluating of public attitudes and opinions, formulation and implementations of organizations, producers, and policies regarding communication with its publics, coordination of communications programs, developing a rapport and goodwill through a two-way communication process, fostering a positive relationship between an organization and its public constituent. The worst PR disaster of 2015, they wrote code that fundamentally changed how the company's diesel car worked. The altered software affected engine emissions, mileage, cost, and power, all things the auto executives care about. In other words, while it's technically possible to install such software, it's hard to imagine that it could have gone unnoticed. Thank you so much for listening.